Hey there, Cancer. How are we all? I hope we're all doing well. I'd just like to say, as always at the beginning, thank you to all my subscribers. We've gone up to 208, 209 actually, I think. So I'm absolutely made up, really proud, and really want to thank you all for that. Thanks to everyone that's new. If you are new on my channel, please do subscribe if you want to see more. Please do share the messages. If it's not for you, it could be for somebody else. They can't all be for everybody. Right, let's go in. So the first thing I want to say is you have been feeling very much like you've had somebody around you that has been brought in as a bit of a spiritual union. So like a soulmate, whether that be a friendship, or whether that be a love relationship. I do feel like somebody's come in, and totally sort of changed your life a little, changed your viewpoints. I think when they first came in, they were probably very, attentive, adoring, very much, saw you and told you were a wonderful person, kept you in high stead. They would have been very, very nice about how you lived your life, what you did with your life, and then. So to you was like, oh my God, I've got the bestest friend here, or I've got the best partner here. I can't believe I've met you. You're wonderful. You're amazing. But I know that some of you have thought you found this sort of a relationship. You felt like as soon as you met, you knew them. It felt like a connection. It felt like you were going to blossom. You were going to grow. It could have even felt like a twin flame connection. So like you were two souls in one. But I do feel like some of you may have been a little bit conned by this person, really. I'm not sure whether they knew they were doing it, or whether that's just their traits and personality, or that's how they, get to people. How they get people to fall in love with them, how they get people to invite them into their circles of friends, because this could be somebody that's come into a circle of friends that you've ended up getting quite attached to. Whoever this person is they've been very clever, or they have that nature, and it's made you feel very much like there was more to this connection than there is. And the reason I know that is because they're saying a year from now there will be a totally different scenario around you a year from now. So I know that this person isn't the one that is going to be that is your life partner, for example, your new best friend. And they're saying, that there are other people to come into your life as yet. There are new situations to come into your life as yet. You've still got a lot of loving and living to do, is what they're trying to say to me with that card. So some of you let me just get this one. Some of you have ended up in quite a lonely place, I think, due to this connection that you've found, whether that be, like I say, a relationship or a friendship. You may be feeling very depressed at the moment, very low, like you're going downhill rather than going uphill. You're concentrating very much on what went wrong with this person rather than, building yourself back up and starting to go in a better direction. You're definitely feeling alone. You're feeling like you've lost the battle, your chips are down, you're seeing the sun going down rather than rising. You're very much, like it says, suffering in silence at the moment. You're very much beating yourself up about things at the moment. The universe is saying to you, though, it wasn't your time. It's not the right time. This person wasn't the right time, and this person probably came in to, give you some lessons. As I always say, people are either a lesson or a blessing in our life. And sometimes they start off as a blessing and then that turns into a lesson, because without them being a blessing, they can't hit you with your lesson, is what I want to say. And I feel like that's what's happened for you. They've had to bring you in this lesson, but they're asking you not to stop now. They're asking you to, try and build yourself back up a little bit. The next card coming on is the Power card. It's about you trying to build back up your own self-esteem now. Stop blaming yourself. Some of you may feeling a little bit foolish, like, how could I have let this person into my life? How was I so silly as to believe the words that they were saying? They never loved me. They never cared for me. They are never had their best interests for me. Some people could have been completely taken over by money. I get the feeling that some of you could have even been on the internet and could have been conned by somebody through the internet. So, through a dating site or something like that, where you've been conned maybe even out of some money here. So now you're finding it very, very hard to, go see friends, tell them what's going on, how this person's treated you, you just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel for this. And the very sad thing about it is that they're wanting you now to just say, sometimes people come along and they do some pretty silly and pretty horrible things to people, or can treat people very poorly. And we have to remember that there's always two sides to people. That there can be their more scary side, and then there's the side that they're showing you. And what they're asking you to do now is to stand in your own power. Make sure if this person comes back, you're definitely saying no to them. That's the big thing there. No is a no. If somebody's, been coming to you for money, or, you've ended up, loaning money out, for an example, it's a big thing for me at the moment in my mind here. It's a definite no, we're not doing that anymore. It's time for you to bring in these changes. So we've got big changes coming in for you. Look at the smile on her face. These are happy changes. This is a change in your mood. This is a change in how you're viewing everything. It's there's big changes. You're going to let this person go. If you haven't already let them go and they've got you in this situation, it's time for you to do that. Look, we've got the moving on card that's coming up next. So it's time for you to make happy changes. It's time for you to bring back in. If you were in a circle of friends before, or you've ended up in a relationship and you've left your friends behind, it's time for you to build that back up now. It's time for you to let go of that person. It's time for you to be peaceful again in yourself. Find peaceful ways forward. Start to look peacefully forward and stop looking at the little light and move up there. Go up the stairs, go to the brighter light. Start to flip things around for yourself a little bit. They're saying that this is going to come in for you within the next few weeks, so you are going to start coming back into back in with your old friends, back in. Maybe some of you have fallen out with your family over this person because they totally had the blinkers on you. So things are going to start turning around for you within the next few weeks, and new opportunities for money are going to start coming in. So if you found yourself, maybe you've lost your job, maybe, like I said, they've been fleecing you for money. Maybe you've just, not been going to work because you've been so loved up with somebody that you've not been going to work. There's all sorts of scenarios coming in here for me with money. But what I want to say is, there is new opportunities coming in for you. So if it is that you've lost a job through a friendship or a relationship, or you've been giving money, or, this is just that you've lost friends, because you've left them behind. Your family didn't appreciate the people that you were, hanging around with, going out with. That is going to change, and things. The angels are going to bring that all back in for you. So you haven't got to worry about that. If there's been some conflict with other people over it, there will be a peaceful resolution for you coming ahead. There's definitely happy changes for you coming in, but they do need you to stand in your power, especially if you haven't said goodbye to this person yet. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to stand in your power. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to be assertive, and it's time for you to have that clear communication with them. It's time for you to take off this mask, or for them to take off their mask, and you say to them, I'm moving on. I'm going from the darkness and I'm going into the light. I'm going from the conflict and defeat and I'm going into the light. I'm not suffering in silence anymore. I am not giving to you anymore. It's time for me to move on. It's time for me to find my big happy changes. It's, be clear in your communication. You're telling them now, that is it. I am taking a step back. I am moving on. It's time for you to find your own money. It's time for you to, just move on to somebody new. It's time for you, you're going into pastures new now, and you are not taking them with you, is what I'm feeling. This won't be for everybody, won't this reading? Absolutely not. Maybe even a small handful of people, but they are passing you. That looks a bit like a key as well to me. They're passing you a key now to get out of this situation. It's time for you to get out of this situation. It's time for you to tell them the truth. You can even down to the fact that it's time for you to tell them the truth and be assertive and say goodbye. So whoever you're dealing with at the moment, it might not be quite as severe as I've said, but there is going to be somebody in the background there that you thought was a little bit more than they were, or a relationship was a little bit more than it was. So take what you need out of this reading, guys. Just the bits that you feel you need. So the angels came up with these messages for you at the end of this. So these might be to do with this reading, or it could be something else that you need to hear. And this one's the life purpose card. And it says, the purpose of your life is to serve in a way that brings great joy to yourself and others. Don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus upon serving a purpose, and then your purpose will serve you. So that's a beautiful message. And then we got the shower of abundance, which is actually about money. So this fits in quite well. It says, to heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you allow. So that's a lovely message there for you guys. And the last one is family. It says this situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member, which we can help you to understand and heal in your mind and heart. Surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. So a lovely ending there to that message. So do take care, guys. I hope you enjoyed this message, or I hope this, I wouldn't say you're probably enjoying this message because it's not the most positive of a messages to start off with, but at the end it is. You are going to make some very big happy changes to your life. So please do like, share and subscribe, as I say, if you're new to the channel and you appreciated this video. Do take care, guys, and I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.